After weeks of seeing teachers and classmates through a computer screen, SPS is phasing elementary students back into classrooms this fall. But before we head back, let's go over a few things. First, make sure your parents or guardians know how to fill out the student health check every morning. They can find it on the SPS app or at spokaneschools.org/healthcheck. 30 minutes before you head to school, you and your parents or guardians need to answer a few simple questions about your health. It'll take less than a minute. Once they hit submit, your answers are sent to the school office to let them know you're healthy and coming to school. Whether you're driven, ride the bus, or walk to school, make sure you have your mask with you all the time. For bus riders, make sure you bring a jacket. This will come in handy later. If you're a kindergarten bus rider, you'll also need to have your kindergarten bus tag that says what bus you ride and where your stop is. When you're at your bus stop, wear your mask and stay at least 6 feet away from other people. When your bus arrives, the driver will open the door and make sure you have your mask on before you step inside. If you don't have your mask, your bus driver will have disposable masks you can use. Once you get on the bus, find a seat. Younger students should look for a seat that's near the front, but at least 6 feet away from the driver. That means no sitting in the seat behind or next to them. Don't worry, there are still lots of seats to choose from. Make sure the seat you choose is empty and is at least 1 seat away from others. Sit down and stay seated until you arrive at school and your driver says it's okay to get up. You'll notice windows will be open to allow fresh air to move through the bus. Don't try to close them and never throw anything out or put any part of your body out the window. If you get cold, this is where the jacket we mentioned earlier will come in handy. And remember, always keep your mask on while you're on the bus. Once you get to school, your bus driver will remind you to keep your mask on and stay 6 feet away from others as you wait to go inside. Your bus will then leave to get cleaned for your ride back home in the afternoon. Before you head into school, you'll need to wait outside for a few minutes. Your school will have dots or other marks on the ground that will show you where to stand. Once the bell rings, it's time to go inside and walk to your classroom. If you and your parents or guardians forgot to do the student health check before you came to school, the school nurse or another helper will have you do what's called a health screening before you can go to your classroom. All you have to do is answer a few questions and get your temperature checked with this fancy thermometer. It doesn't even touch your skin. How cool is that? If your temperature is under 100.4 degrees and you don't have any other symptoms, you can head to class. If your temperature is over 100.4 degrees, that means you have a fever, and you'll need to go home until you get better. You can return to school after you've been fever-free for 24 hours without needing to take medicine. Because of COVID, everyone needs to follow a few rules to keep safe and healthy at school. Stay 6 feet apart, wear a face covering, and wash your hands. Staying 6 feet away from others might sound hard, but you can do it. Your teacher will make it a little easier by spacing your desks apart. Everyone in your classroom will need to wear a mask or face covering, even your teacher. This is to help keep the tiny droplets that fly out of your mouth when you talk, sneeze, cough, or laugh from landing on other people. Be sure to wear one of your masks from home, but if you forget it, your teacher or office staff will have disposable ones you can use. Your teacher will ask you to wash your hands a lot because it's the best way to kill germs that get onto your hands. Before and after you eat, go outside, use the bathroom, or play, your teacher will have you wash your hands either at the classroom sink or in the bathroom. Make sure to wash with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. That's as long as singing the alphabet song twice. If your class can't get to a sink, your teacher will give you hand sanitizer instead. You can find sanitizer stations around your school for when you need to clean your hands quickly. Instead of going to another classroom for art, music, fitness and health, or science class, those teachers will come to you. If the teacher needs more space than your classroom can provide, they may take you outside when the weather's nice. When the weather is good, you'll get to have recess outside. But remember, you will have to wear a mask while you're playing, and stay 6 feet apart from classmates. You'll also have short breaks throughout the day, when your teacher will take you outside to a specific spot to get some fresh air without a mask. After recess, it's time for lunch. This year, you won't be eating in the cafeteria or multi-purpose room because it would be too hard for everyone to spread out and have 6 feet of space. If you buy lunch from school, someone will come by your classroom and drop it off so you can eat it at your desk. How easy is that? The same thing happens at breakfast too. Just remember, don't share your food with classmates. At the end of the day, you'll pack up and line up to go home. Keep your mask on until you leave the building, and remember to keep it on if you ride the bus home. Let's all stay 6 feet apart, wear our masks, and wash our hands so that we can keep coming back to school. Your parents or guardians can learn more about returning to the classroom at spokaneschools.org/backtoschool2020 or by asking your teacher or principal. We're excited to see you in person.